All right. All right, guy. It's all yours, man. Thank you, bro.
All right. So welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Guy Fagan, and this is the Scottish Show. This is the 4 o'clock Scottish Show. We've got another show later on at 5. Got some great acts there as well. So if you want to stick around for that, you're welcome to. We've got acts from both sides of the River Clyde. We've even got someone here from Glenrose, and believe me, he needs a laugh. I'm from the Wirral Peninsula in the northwest of England. If you don't know what a peninsula is, it's a geographical term. It means surrounded on 3 sides, by the Scousers and the Welsh. Bit of geography for you. We have got some Americans here, you know. Now, the Wirral's a very friendly place, but it's a bit behind the times. In fact, I went out for a night out there. By the end of the night, I had 200 extra followers on MySpace. And then it all made sense the next day when I read the headline, Wirral, stalking capital of Britain. Is there anyone in the Thank fuck for that. Okay, we've got 12 fantastic acts for you in the 4 o'clock show. They're all fantastic. We've even got some award-winning acts for you. Acts that have won awards. Not for comedy, but awards nonetheless. What do we believe in? Equal love. Equal love for all our acts. How do we show that love? Not how you think, mate. We show it by facing the front, by smiling, by making as much noise as possible to show each act our appreciation. In a minute, I'm going to do a little countdown, 3, 2, 1. When I get to the 1, I want us to show our appreciation for all our acts today by making as much noise as you can. But in a minute, Michael, I know you're keen to do this. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! Whoa!
Okay, I think we're ready for our first act. Give them a nice warm welcome. All the way from Wishaw, Stephen Youngson.
Hey!
Whoa!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, my name's Stephen, and I'm going to try and help you understand the Scottish accent, because let's get it out of the way, it's not your fault. Us as Scots, we don't really speak the Queen's English all that well. For example, the simple phrase, see you later, we would likely say, see you after. After what? I don't really know. But as Scots, we wouldn't even say you after. We change the way the vowels sound. We would say ye after, see ye after, which makes no sense to anybody outside of the Glasgow postcodes. But if you have real high Scottish Glasgow patter, you will turn that 3-word phrase into a 1-word phrase and simply say shefter. Because Scottish people, we don't live that long. I mean, our life expectancy is actually shorter than Baghdad during Project Desert Storm. And nobody is shooting at us. I find quite worrying, to be honest. But I come from a small town called Wishaw, and if I ever have to explain Wishaw to someone who's never been before, I generally say, you know how Scotland is warm, with its beautiful scenery of mountain ranges, castles and freshwater lochs? Well, Wishaw has fucking none of that. Nobody has came to Wishaw and looked to buy a postcard. For example, to give you context for Americans in the audience, Wishaw is a bit like Detroit, somewhere that was once known for its heavy industry and is now well known for its heavy drug problem. But I have to say, this is not my first gig for an American audience. No, I actually performed live in the video game Minecraft. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought that you were a geek, I have just out-geeked you tenfold, right? I'm the kind of guy who makes grown adults that own lightsabers look cool as fuck. To get myself through that gig, though, I just spoke like Shrek. That's the only way people were going to understand me. And I always thought that Americans and British people were very different. But see, recently we've taken on very similar traits in leadership. For example, we are being run by a bad toupee, a set of googly eyes stuck on a baked potato, and America is being run by a bad toupee, a set of smaller googly eyes stuck on a sweet potato. They're both similar in aspects, but I like the Trump one. I like the analogy for that because he's the same colour as a sweet potato, a sort of leathery orange. You know what else is similar between Trump and a sweet potato? Is they will both make a mess of your car if you hit them at high speed. But I'm going to address it, ladies and gentlemen. The beard. It gets a lot of questions. Generally, here, pal, where the fuck is the rest of your beard? Are you trying to cosplay as Abraham Lincoln? And most shocking, here, are you Amish? Amish? Just because of my beard? I mean, I know people in Wishaw are a bit behind the times, but the only electronic devices that we really fear are CCTV cameras. If anybody says to me again, are you Amish? I'm going to say, here mate, fuck off, or my brother Jebediah's horse will take a bite. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. All that's left to say is, Schefter. Thank you.
Whoa. Yeah.
9, 4, Youngson. Okay. All right. Now, I feel enlightened that I know so much about Wishaw now. And I think I'll have to cancel that Airbnb I booked there. Okay, I'm going to keep it moving. Are we ready for our next act? Is he ready? Ian, are you ready?
Yep. So good.
All right, all the way from Glasgow, Ian Pringle. Give him a warm welcome.
Whoa.
How we doing, guys?
All right.
Good.
I've been getting into the yoga recently. I thought I might as well, given I already look like I teach the shit. I look like I could teach yoga, but would be immediately sacked for sexual harassment. I was asked to leave the class at one point, but I said, nah, I'ma stay. My girlfriend says I look like the actor Jason Momoa, which is nice. But she's basically telling a Greg Steakbake he looks like prime T-bone. Both are pretty tasty, but only one's going to fill you. She moved in with me at the beginning of the lockdown. And that period of time reminded me of the prison scene in Goodfellas. And that I was, at dinner time became a big deal, and I was doing a lot of drugs in a tracksuit. I wanted to keep going on like dates and stuff like that. But all the pubs, clubs and restaurants here were shut. So we had to go to the parks. And we were in the parks. I didn't like going to the park near my house because it had those policemen running about on bicycles, which is really the most embarrassing thing in the fucking world. So I just don't want to be around that. So we'd go to the park in a nicer bit than my bit. Unfortunately there, you had to watch the upper class exercise. Now you were allowed to be in the park, yeah, but you had to keep it moving. You weren't allowed to sit down. I like to sit on the sort of picnic benches and do my own thing. I would see I'd see these fucking professionals running around the pond. I'd just sit there thinking, you run around this fucking pond, kind of keeping 2 meters apart. I'm enacting perfect social distancing by wearing a 2008 Rangers top, drinking a can and smoking a joint. Now I pay my taxes, so fuck you. And my girlfriend's like, babe, nobody's saying anything. And besides, you do look a bit sketchy. My girlfriend's Canadian, Northern Irish, by the way, so basically Glaswegian. Generally friendly with the occasional threat. And she goes like that, anyway, you do look a bit sketchy. I goes, bitch, you're doing the same shit in a different trackie. You're not a better person than me because you wore leggings. Then I fucked her in the bushes. It was her dad's birthday recently. And her dad's like this really conservative sort of farmer guy from Canada. So he's got some fucking extreme views. Like he was telling us about these cowboy boots he wanted. He goes, I like this company. All real animal product, as they should be. I like the gator ones. You know what I don't like? Immigrants and homosexuals. They come over here taking our jobs and our women. It's like, mate, fucking hell. He's an immigrant. He fucking lives in Belfast and he's Canadian. And his daughter's like a card-carrying lesbian, and his only son is an OnlyFans model with a massive gay following. Now, if you don't know what OnlyFans is, it's basically a subscription service for strippers you went to school with. I think that's my time, lads.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give it up one more time for Ian Ringo. Good stuff, Ian. Just reminded me, I popped into Greg's earlier on. You're talking about steak bakes. And if you don't know Greg's, people who are not from the UK, it's like a kind of bakery sort of in the UK. Not very posh. I went in there and the fella says, are you having this to eat in or take away? And I said, take away. It's fucking Greg's. Do you have the table by the window with the seat of the tram pissing into the bin? Okay, I'm going to keep it moving. Sonal, are you ready? Sonal?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Okay, give her a warm welcome. Sonal.
Oh.
Hey!
Good morning, Scotland. It's morning in Chicago, and that's very nice. You put me up after the Scottish yoga Momoa. I feel so welcomed into the group, and I, give it up for Ikusasa, the artist formerly known as Anthony. I thought this was the India show, so when I was like, am I in the right show? He's like, yep, this is the closest you're gonna get to the Fringe Festival, girl. I don't know if you guys are like really happy about. I feel like if I was in Scotland, I'd be like, this is the best thing about the pandemic. Fuck these people with their one-woman shows. How insufferable can you possibly get? Although my one-woman show, I was fundraising to bring it over this year. You guys would have loved it. Oh my God, it was breakthrough, breathtaking. My apartment is incredibly clean right now because my parents tricked me and told me they were coming over yesterday, and then they did not. And nothing will motivate you like fear cleaning. I mean, my mom's like, we may or may not come over in an hour. And I'm like, okay, I really need to know if I need to vacuum the weed off the floor right now. And then I was just panic vacuuming. Like, so nothing will make you stress vacuum. Just tell your mom to say that she's coming over. And then if she doesn't, then you can smoke the weed off the floor. Anyway, I don't know. This is so funny. I mean, have you guys been over to India? We get very excited about Scots. We don't like the British very much. We're like, give us back the Kohinoor. But with Scotland, we're like, oh, Scottish. We like that one. That's okay. Thank you for Shrek. And we don't really know. And now I'm very, very sorry that you all have to pay attention to this American politics story. How embarrassing. Just to save you the headache, turn the TV off. The orange fever will be reelected for 4 years. Come on, give me a fucking break. Joe Biden. I mean, the best thing about social distancing is 6 feet radius from Joe Biden. And now we've got Kamala. Her name is Kamala, like come a lot. Her name's not Kamala. Her name's not Kamala. And now I understand, because this bitch is running around letting people call her Kamala. And that's why people call me Sonal, because of bitches like Kamala. I was like, your name is Kamala. Your name is Kamala. I did live in Ireland for a little while. I had a boyfriend from Cork. I was corked. Ha ha ha. And they say my name properly, because there's an Irish name, Donal. So that's a fun mnemonic that I can I use that in Scotland? Like my name is Donal, like Donal. Is that a Scottish name as well? No, am I being really culturally insensitive right now? You all look like white people to us. I'm sorry. I know. Oh, I know, that's terrible. What a strange time. Oh, has anybody been like baking or anything? Are you guys making sourdough?
Yes.
And so good, people are learning things. I learned that if you put the word auntie in front of Indian names like Sonal, Usha, Manisha, very slutty name, Manisha, you will find porn sites. I don't know if that's to protect your search browser, but I can't get into the details of why I know that because that's the end of my set. This has been so fun. I hope I get to come to Scotland for real someday.
Sure.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey! Give it up one more time for Sonal Agawa. Woo!
Oh.
All right, I just reminded me, I'm having flashbacks there. You're talking about cleaning the house for your parents coming round. Oh, in fact, my wife comes home. She's been away for a little bit. Got hoovering in this set, actually. Okay, I'm going to keep moving. We are truly international. We're going all the way to Rome, Italy. And it's a fellow who's dying to get on.
Yeah, this is me at my best.
Strap in. Give him a warm welcome. Michael Monkhouse.
Hi, hiya, how you doing? You doing all right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's the level of energy I want to keep up. Go on. How you doing? You doing all right?
Hey.
Yeah, don't fucking exaggerate. I'm English. This is as excited as I can possibly fucking get. So I'm glad you're laughing. My wife doesn't find it that funny. It's me having an orgasm, actually. So I'm joking. It's my wife having an orgasm. My name is Michael Monkhouse, Michele Convento, if you're on Google Translate. I've been living in Italy for 20 years. Yeah. I don't know why that gets a response. It just means I'm such a lazy cunt I never moved. No, seriously, but after 20 years of living in Italy, I finally found a great place to work. London. I've started a new Facebook page for people who never have sex, so pretend they'd rather be socializing. It's called Expats in Rome. This is Rome 20 years ago. Fucking bus ain't coming. This is Rome now. I've got this awesome application on my telephone. It says fucking bus ain't coming. That's progress. What did John Lennon say to Mussolini? I know you're worried, but nothing to get hung about. What did John Lennon say to Mussolini the next day? Let me take you down.
Oh.
Even I can't believe I do that one sometimes. Anyway, don't you forget about me. Who the fuck sang that? My wife, my cousin, and my uncle said, Michael, you got to help. We're obsessed with 70s disco. I said, it's okay. We are family. My dad said, you got to help. I'm obsessed with Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I said, relax. My mother said, I'm obsessed with One Direction. I said, fuck off then, you stupid bitch. Listening to fucking shitty music like that at your age? You should be fucking ashamed of yourself, woman. No, I'm joking here, but I think my mother is interested in pop music because she said, I want to get my hands on some Randy Newman. I read in Wikipedia, so it must be true. Syria, 5,000 men ready to enter. I thought, that's not Syria, that's my mother. Did you like that? It's a delayed reaction, as does my mother, actually. But anyway. Incest, I can relate to that. No. My dad keeps lecturing me about my Madonna obsession. I said, Papa, don't preach. My dad said, Michael, you are lazy and vulgar. I couldn't be bothered to answer the fucking cunt. My dad was so upset after the divorce, he said, Michael, don't ever mention that woman again. I said, it's all right, Dad. Mum's the word. My dad, oh fuck, I think I ought to finish. Shit. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my last line now. This is my English joke. If you don't speak English, because I know there are some Americans watching, I'm going to do it anyway. So here we go. What does an Italian say to an expat in Rome? Anything he likes, the cunt won't have learnt the language. That's all from me. You've been mediocre, as usual. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Oh, well done, Michael.
I hate online because you do the sort of gay thing when you say goodbye. I never do that in reality. So.
Michael Monkhouse.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, talking about all of those bands there, Michael.
Yeah.
During lockdown, I'm hearing that the environment has kind of healed itself and pollution levels have dropped all around the world. Equilibrium
It is bad, yeah.
returned to cities and towns when Coldplay's world tour was cancelled. Okay, we ready for our
I
next?
fucking hate Coldplay, so I wouldn't know.
Chris Green, are you in the building?
Yeah, I'm in here. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Okay, give it up for Chris Green.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Woo!
Hey.
Oh shit. Hey, my bad. My internet was down, and y'all was sounding like robots. And yesterday, my internet, I was sounding like a robot. So I had to reset my phone. I don't know. I learned a little bit about Scotland. Like, I learned like y'all deep fried pizza. Yeah, I feel like that's the best way, you know, because how else you gonna get to that ranch? You know, you gonna be able to keep the cheese on there, the pepperonis. It's like a real life hot pocket, you know. I also learned that y'all are Britain's neighbors. You know, y'all are on the same island. I want to visit one day. I'm gonna be there soon. Y'all look cool too. Like, I don't know, like, excuse me, like I'm kind of lost right now, like, cause I don't know what the energy of the room is. And I was like, oh shit, I'm up right now. Like, it's like getting dropped into a bucket, you know, like you know how they have like those like juice or Crystal Light or Gatorade, and you pour it into the water and then it mixes in. Like I was just the water, or y'all was the water, and y'all dropped me in. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? I'm trying to feel it out. I think soccer. What's y'all main sport? Is it soccer? Soccer is like the national sport of Scotland.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm a good guesser. Oh man, like I popped my knee a while back. It was like the ACL, MCL, or something. I don't know what it is. I didn't go to the doctor, but I just know it was like, ooh, that felt like a pop. But it kind of felt like a reverse orgasm, you know? It's like, ooh, like that's it. It's a wrap, you know? Cause and the reason why I use that metaphor is because like usually like once you get to that's where the fun stops, right? And you just start having conversations about life, you know? That's how my knee. I don't know if I related that very well because, like, I don't know. I don't want y'all to think that knee injuries and orgasms is the same thing. They're totally different. You know, I'm just trying to find a middle ground so that my knee feel better. But
You don't know who's next.
so the difference I'll tell you like about knee injuries. Like sometimes you see them on TV and it's like pro athletes and it's like they go get the surgery, but usually when you watch it during the game, like the crowd gets silent and then everybody cheers and then like the teammates like, yeah, we're gonna win it for you. Like it doesn't happen like that at rec leagues. Like they just tell like, come on man, get off the field. We only got the field for 30 more minutes. Like I don't know, man. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just gonna go to something else. Like I hate strip clubs. I don't know how y'all feel about it in Scotland. I know that's a hard transition, but it's my only move. It's all I got left in the chamber, you know. Like I hate strip clubs because I hate them because they're always trying to upsell you. Like you know, like why I got paid to watch you practice dance in the back room? Like I just came out at 10:30 to be a good friend, support the show, you know, like because like we're all comedians, right? Like we do our set. Like that's like saying, you know, after the set, pretend there's an audience in here. Like that's like after the set, you go up to somebody in the audience and say, hey, you little sexy thing. You want to come back to the room with me for 5 minutes, $15? I'll give you 3 of my regular jokes in private. All right, that was a scrambled set, but I enjoyed y'all, and I appreciate y'all from Scotland. I like to.
Hey. Oh my God, I was sorry, man.
Give it up one more time for Mr. Chris Green.
Oh.
Great stuff, Chris. And if you stick around, you'll probably see his next set. I think he's going to stick around for us. I mean, he's probably just writing that now as well. All in the Marathon Man. Okay. All right. We're going all the way to Glasgow, Scotland. We've got an Aussie in the building. And it's Shell MC. Shell, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Give her a warm welcome. Shell MC.
Oh.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for holding. Hi, I'm Shell MC. I'm an Aussie. Been working in a Scottish call centre for 1.5 years. The worst thing someone has shouted at me was, "You remind me of my ex-wife." I had to take stress leave. I also took his house, the camping setup, and his Labradoodle. So, working in sales for minimum wage, I often find that people call just to talk about their problems. Like, sure, they might be arguing about a 20 pence charge for removal of direct debit, but I often feel like it's much deeper than that. You know what? Sometimes I just let them rant for 40 minutes because, hey, I'm still getting paid. And, you know, then I help them out of their crisis situation by selling them a phone plan at a good price. But, you know, there's only so much sage you can burn and candles you can light out of every orifice known to man after working in a day in the call center. Amazon was doing really well with my mental breakdown impulse spending on bath salts and essential oil infusers. But I learned what all doctors without the word homeopathic in their title already knew. And that's lavender won't take away the pain. When I arrived in Glasgow, I was already broke, I was homeless, and I was jobless. Or as I presented on Facebook and my 3-word Tinder bio, carefree, unattached, and traveling. In other words, I was a catch. Or as we say in Australia, nouveau povo, which is like being privileged poor, where you can complain about eating only pasta you found in the free bin in the hostel while being able to afford a bottle of red wine to drown your tears every night. And I became as desperate as a man in Australia with only fishing and hunting photos in his Tinder profile. Wasn't getting any bites either, metaphorically or physically. And that's how I ended up moving in with Jim, a taxi driver I met in a cafe. And this is not a joke. This is not really relevant. I just needed to rant. Don't know why I'm doing it here when I could have called my mobile phone provider. And now I have a boyfriend. He's hot. He's Scottish with long red hair. And I have a nickname for him, Ginger, because he's pale and spicy. Not because he's a herbaceous perennial rhizome. See, I'm not even super Aussie, because if I was, I would say Ranga, short for orangutan. And it's my job to help his species survive, and not just by purchasing palm oil-free chocolate. See, my great-grandfather was also born in Glasgow, and he was actually a ginger. So if my recessive ginger genes combine with his full Ranger genes, we might be able to create soulless, sun-sensitive ginger babies. One sad thing he told me was that his previous ex-girlfriends, by the time they'd worked out how ginger hair is inherited and the fact that they remembered they'd once had a ginger uncle, they'd already ghosted him. But my ginger's special because he's a posh Ranger. And trust me, in working class Glasgow, that's a hard thing to find. It's rare and you can only catch them after dark. Kind of like a Chansey in kind of like a Chansey in Pokemon Go. And what's more, you can lure them in by placing lavender oil on your erogenous zones. But much like the sun, it burns. While I realize I could have talked to a therapist or my mobile phone provider today, you guys have been the next best thing. So I'd like to thank you for not putting me on hold. Cheers.
Hey.
Give it up one more time for Shell MC.
Hey.
I never knew that lavender oil had so many uses. Goodness me. Okay, are we ready for our next act? Is he ready? Jake?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Okay. Give him a warm welcome. Jake Hovis.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, thanks everybody. Super fun. This is my house. I live here. Right on the other side of that wall is a daycare, and right over there is a funeral home. And whenever I moved in, I got all existential about it. Like, we all live between a daycare and a funeral home. Life exists. It's funny, you know, I'm a comedian, so sometimes I'll roast people, but over there they do it right. Anyway, it's fun. It's fun having a new house, you know, or newish, you know, new to me. I don't know. And our bathroom has an exhaust fan. You guys have these things? I don't know if that's just American or whatever. I mean, it feels pretty necessary here. But for the first, 30 years of my life, I didn't have the fart fan. Very exciting. But I don't know the etiquette of the fart fan, right? When do you turn it on? Is it, you're entering and you're like, this is going to be a bad one? Is it you leave and like, just in case? For me, it's like in the middle of doing business, my wife will come in, give me a dirty look and turn it on. That's how that works. But she's wanting me to get out of the house a little bit more. Really, she wants me to ride a bike. That's the thing. Like, get some exercise, get some fresh air, get out there. But I'm scared, because the bike seat, it's only like that big. It comes to a point, I'm afraid that the bike is going to enter me. Like, it's going to go inside, and I'll have to have the neighbor boy come help yank it out. He already comes by to help my wife fold my underwear. We used to have an honor guard do it. They would fold it in a triangle and present it to her on behalf of a grateful nation. I was in this this music and comedy competition, which was really unfair for the comedians, right? Because all the musicians are doing covers. They're like, hey, I love Journey. That was great. And they didn't write that song. That's ridiculous. I'm doing all original material here. You know, if that's the case, then I should be able to, do like Larry the Cable Guy, get her done or whatever. I don't know. You can pick it. But the funny thing is an audience member comes up to me and says, hey, I think you were the funniest of the comedians. I'm thinking, does that mean one of the musicians was funnier than me? That's weird. But that wasn't even the worst compliment I got that day. Is after I'm done, I'm at the urinal, a guy comes up to me comes next to me and says, hey, nice set, which was just terrible, you know. Hey, what do you call a full-figured lady with a really protective son? Mom, you got a problem with that? I'm not saying that obesity runs in my family, because nothing runs in my family. But anyway, I got some cheese jokes for you. I'm going to leave you with this. Hey, I'm starting a dating app for people who love cheese. I'm calling it Kraft Singles. Now, if I eat too much cheese, I can get a little tooty. And in that case, my wife will call me Jupiter, because I'm a gas giant. And that is a very rare cheese and fart joke and planet joke without saying Uranus. All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey. Whoa.
Okay, give it one more time for Jake Ovis. Woo! Oh. Talking about feedback after gigs, I remember I did a gig before lockdown. I was trying out some new material, and I was with a comedian friend of mine, and part of the set was on Bear Grylls, the adventurer, and my mate turns to me after the set and he says, yeah, that was really good, but who's Bear Grylls? And I was like, how can you not have heard of? It's like you've been away on a desert island, but without any of the necessary survival skills for a survival situation. Our next act, I think it's Jimmy Longmore. You ready, Jimmy?
Yep, I'm indeed.
Okay, let's give him a nice big round of applause. Jimmy Longmore.
Hey!
Go on.
Hello, how are you doing? Well, obviously I'm here to tell some jokes, but given the format, I feel like I should be offering some kind of assurance and issuing a plea to the camera, like, I'm okay, they're feeding me, no one's hurt me. Please make sure you transfer the funds by close of business on Friday. One thing they're telling you when you do comedy is be yourself. Well, here I am, completely myself in my house doing comedy at my phone because I'm desperate for validation. Is be yourself always the best advice anyway? I mean, would you say that to somebody like Jeffrey Dahmer? Be yourself. I can imagine Jeffrey Dahmer going into work one day, ready to confess everything, and he goes up to a co-worker like, oh man, I have to tell you something. I keep going to bars and getting drunk and hitting younger guys, and then I reach for my sleeping tablets, and some fucking idiot in the chocolate factory is like, Jeff, it's all good, just be yourself. Jeffrey Dahmer's walked away thinking it's okay to keep heads in the fridge and try and turn people into sex zombies. I mean, Boris Johnson and Donald Trump probably have age tell them to be themselves every morning, and look how that's turning out. But I suppose this lockdown's fucking all our heads, so. Lockdown was okay at first. I managed to keep myself safe, well and busy. I mainly kept myself busy by assuring everyone I know in different apps that I was safe and well. By 3 months in, whenever anyone asked how I was doing, I felt like texting back, I'm doing the same as you, I'm pretending everything's fine now, fuck off. At first I managed to get a lot of exercise going around my neighbourhood and stuff. And one day I found myself somewhere that was technically very busy, but everyone was at least 6 feet away, so that was good. But all the same, I never went back to that graveyard. And we had a great situation here in Britain, actually, midway through the lockdown. Captain Tom Moore, He's a 100-year-old man, and he done 100 laps of his garden and then earned in excess of 40 million for charity. I thought that was amazing until, you know, I really thought about it. Here in Britain, we've seen old guys that like to keep fit, charm the public, raise money for charity, and have a presence around the pop charts and the NHS before. And we were all made to look pretty foolish for that celebrity paedophilia scandal. Now, I'm probably just being paranoid, but I think for now we should definitely keep the lads and lassies well away from Tom Moore. Certainly by at least 2 metres. I actually get sick of wanking in lockdown. I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't know you could get sick of wanking. I blame 5G. I think David Icke was right about 5G. I thought 5G was going to be good news for shut-in porn addicts. I mean, even monkeys in captivity enjoy a little wank from time to time. I know that for a fact because...
What?
Give him a couple of seconds.
It will come back, don't worry.
There he is.
Yeah.
That's good.
How long have I been cut out?
Yeah, about 10 seconds.
Even monkeys in captivity.
You're at the wanking.
Even monkeys, thank you. Even monkeys in captivity. Even monkeys in captivity enjoy a little wank from time to time. I know that for a fact because that was an awkward family outing.
Hey!
Yeah, I was wondering why that get no laughs. It's a fucking great joke. But if you're a zookeeper, what do you do about your monkey that keeps wanking anyway? I'm sure it's much harder to explain to your 8-year-old what a monkey's doing without hands. Yeah, I've done a lot of jokes about the lockdown, but I'm not going to make any jokes about the coronavirus itself because I'm old enough to remember jokes about the planes in 9/11 and none of them landed.
Oh.
All right, cheers, that's me. Thanks, guys.
Hey!
Give it one more time. Jimmy Longmuir. Okay, Jimmy, I'm just reminded there about some of the things I did during lockdown. And do you remember a couple of months ago in the UK, there was a trend of people trying to replicate the experience they'd usually get at their favourite fast food restaurants and doing it at home and posting online. It was called like hacking KFC or hacking McDonald's. Well, I actually had a go at hacking Chicken Cottage. I wanted to get the experience just right. I wanted to replicate the experience you get on a Friday night after the pub shut. So we're down 15 pints of lager, microwave some chicken drumsticks, sit on a flat Coke, while my wife drinking abuse at me in her dressing gown. Okay, are we ready for our next act? Lubna, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, give her a warm welcome. Lubna Kher.
Yeah. Hello, hi, salam alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal. Now, if I didn't say hello in your language, it's probably because it's a place that Britain didn't colonize. You know, Britain went to the far-flung places of the world where the weather was amazing, the food exotic, the colours bright and beautiful. And what did they bring back? The jewels. You know the real reason that the British went to all these parts of the world? It was to teach the natives how to play cricket. Turns out the natives are actually pretty good at playing cricket. My mum had a great definition for all these countries that Britain colonized. Now we call it colonized when it's a white country that does the invading, but when it's not, it's invaded by terrorists. So my mum had a great definition for these countries that were called the Commonwealth countries. She said, look, now you know what the Commonwealth countries are? She said, Commonwealth countries are all the countries that Britain invaded before the Americans could get there. That's just for my American friends. I thought you'd appreciate that. But it wasn't just the British who colonized all different parts of the world. The Spanish and the Portuguese colonized South America and wiped out the natives. The Spanish then worked their way through Mexico to go into Texas. And now they're seen as a minority. Karma's a bugger, isn't it? And Trump's 500 years too late to build any wall. The French went to Vietnam, the Dutch went to Africa, and the natives went to complain, but thought better of it. And then the British, of course, they were colonized as well by the Vikings, who left their legacy of the hipster beards, the names of the days of the week, and of course, IKEA. But why did people travel to all these different parts of the world when there was no sat-nav, no Google Maps, and no Ringo? I mean, were they just trying to get new recipes? Were they just trying to take all the jewels? Or were they really just nosy bastards? So Christopher Columbus wanted to find out if the world was really flat. Vasco da Gama wanted to find the brave new world. And the Vikings, well, they wanted to get into Harry Potter world. Or maybe a part in Game of Thrones. But you know, and the British, they just wanted to find the new recipe so that they could claim chicken tikka masala as their own recipe. Or maybe it was just to get into Great British Bake Off. But do you know who the first nosy person was? The first nosy person was Eve. Do you remember Eve and Adam? You know, the first celebrity couple out there? Yeah? Eve hadn't been tempted and then encouraged Adam, or basically said, if you want to look tonight, you better eat this apple, then we wouldn't be in this climate change mess, because she was actually encouraged by the devil. And when I say the devil, of course I mean Nigel Farage. Or if you're American, Donald Trump. Or replace that with any homophobe, racist, misogynist guy you can think of anywhere in the world.
Trump is good.
Guys, I've had to do this in secret because my children, they don't like me doing stand-up, so I've told them I've gone to a book club. And during lockdown, right, so people think because I'm Pakistani I can cook. Which part of this face says I'm a good cook? I okay, all of it, right? But I can't, right? So my son said to me, Mum, he said, why don't you use lockdown to learn how to cook? So do you know what I did? I used lockdown how to learn how to disinherit him. Anyway, I've been Lubna Kerr, and you've all been lovely, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye.
Give it up one more time for Lubna Kerr. It's a bit of history and geography there, especially for the Americans in. Going to Aberdeen now. Okay, are you ready, Peter?
Yeah, I am, yeah. Can you hear me okay, yeah?
Give it up for Peter Woods.
Hey!
Yes,
How you doing? How you doing? So yeah, I love my mum, yeah, but she's a terrible cook. I remember when we used to get our supper, tea or dinner, and I'd be scraping it into the bin, and my dad would say, "Oh, do you know those kids starving over in Africa?" I'd be like, "Oh, aye, does mum cook for them too?" It's like, "Mum, look, I'm really sorry, I just can't eat your lasagna." She's like, "It's fucking macaroni and cheese." I says, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to go out and buy a cookbook for my mum, right? And I'll tell you now, I have never, ever criticised her cooking again, because she battered me with it. I mean, that's the thing. I come from a very dysfunctional family, yeah? And but we always made time for family game night, like Monopoly. The one that we had was, we had our own homemade version of the Crystal Maze. Basically, my dad's got 2 minutes to get his key in the door before my mother comes through and makes it an automatic lockout. We used to say, we used to be making a noise upstairs. Remember when you was children and you'd make a noise upstairs? And my mum would shout, "Helen, would you keep it down up there? Any more noise and the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang's coming to take you away, and you'll never see your mother again." Nowadays, you can't call him the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. You've got to call him social workers. But I mean, that's the thing with my family, you know. My mother and dad divorced, right, when we were very young, right? And you know, you've got that emotional trauma on who gets what child. Well, my father never had any of that, because he didn't want fucking Ninos. I mean, there was 3 dads, choose one. He was like, "No, you're all right, son, cheers." What else? Yeah, and look, I love my dad, you know, but and I love Scotland, and I'm very proud to be from Scotland, and I love the language that we use to describe a night out on the drink, you know, pissed, on the lash, blutered. But see, the best word that I ever heard, right, was from my grandma. My dad was drunk coming home from the pub, and he was so drunk he was having a wizard fight. And my grandma took one look out the window and she turned around and says, "Oh, aye, there's your dad, cunted again." Cunted again. Could you think of a better word? Now, for a lot of English out there, you know, from like Cambridge or, you know, Oxford, but, I mean, that sounds like a 3-week bender up in Scotland. It's like, you're joking. That's me taking my grandma to the bingo on a Tuesday night. It's funny, right? I went to university, right, when I was older. And I'll just finish on this, right? I went to university when I was older. And I'm rough round the edges, right? So when we were younger, we fought like men, you know, like it was blood and guts and glory, you know, and you just basically knocked the shit out of each other, right? And I got to university, right? And Aberdeen University wasn't getting along with Robert Gordon University. I was like, oh, I wonder how they'll sort their differences out. This is right, we don't like you, and we don't like you. Right, meet me at the river and bring your rowing team. Aye, 4 cocks. I'll leave you with this just quickly. I watched the Trolls World movie last night for the first time, right? And I have to say, what it was the worst movie I ever watched in my life. Honestly, I just wish that I knew the Trolls when you used to stick a pencil up the arse. Anyway, I've been Peter Reid from Aberdeen. Thank you, and enjoy it.
Hey. Give it up one more time for Peter Wood.
Oh.
Well, that's what you call a drive-in comedy show. Lights off now, Peter. Okay, we're going to keep it moving. And we're going on to our next act. And we're back to Rome, Italy. Clea Scala.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Hi. Well, my name is Clea, and I'm a mom. I've been a mom for 10 months now. And a mom. And something else I forgot to tell you, I'm a mom. Because that's the only thing going on in my life right now, being a mom. It's been like 10 months, I forgot. I used to be a woman. Yeah, remember that thing, a woman? And there was something that I liked when I was a woman, but now for me it's unbelievable. Like, how could I like that? Remember that thing where you make a lot of effort, sometimes you sweat, you yell, like bouncing, that thing, yeah, sex. Sex, unbelievable. I don't like sex anymore. Like, for me, it's the most boring activity in the world. Think about it. It's boring. You don't know that because your hormones trick you and make you believe that it's fun, but it's not. It's just hard, not always. Anyway, but when I was a woman and I liked sex, my attitude towards my being woman thing was very different. I thought I had to do a lot of things to be sexy, to be appealing. And so for example, I wore heels. You know how uncomfortable heels are? Now I just wear sleepers. Most of the times, you know, the animal-shaped sleepers. I prefer lion-shaped sleepers. They're very comfortable and sexy too. Yeah. That scene where you are naked in bed, wearing just your heels. No, most of the time I'm naked in bed, wearing just my furry sleepers. And I also I don't know, I wore makeup all the time. I wouldn't go out of the house if I wasn't wearing makeup. Now with my eye circles and my lack of sleep, makeup is not enough. I need to make miracles. Sorry. Yeah, my attitude toward the world has changed. For example, I considered my breast important. Yeah, it was a sex arm to attract potential partners to reproduce. Now, not anymore. They are like milk bottles. I use them just to feed my baby. And when my boyfriend looks at my breast as if it was attractive, I consider him a pervert. Why are you looking at my baby's food with that face? Pervert. Yeah, and also, for example, my hair. I used to wash it almost every day because you don't know, but in human nature, if the hair is shining, it means you are fertile. Okay, you are sending a signal, a sexual signal. So you wash it very often because of that, because you want to look fertile. Not anymore, who cares? I wash it once every 8 days. I don't care about fleas. But anyway, my child is using it to climb it and to reach my nose to pull it. So I'm fixing it. I cut it myself, so it shows. I dyed it myself, and it's very fun because you can change your walls color too and make some Pollock paintings. So being a mom is more or less like being a gorilla, particularly because of the posture. Before I was a mom, I was aware. For example, I would stand like that. You know, my butt up, my belly in, my breast up. You look hot that way. But now my posture is that. This is the baby. You have to push your butt forward like that. Climb and fold your shoulders. When you remove the baby, this is your posture. Very hot. Very hot. Gorillas enjoy that a lot. Not men. My man doesn't much, but who cares? And so I'm sure that when I stop breastfeeding, my hormones will be back at the door and will bring me back to my slavery from sex. They will tell me that sex is fun again, and I will believe that. And then they will present me 2 pills, and they will tell me, choose the yellow one or the blue one. So, wasn't it red? Yeah, that's how you got pregnant in the first place. Choose the right pill. No, it's not. Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Give it up one more time for Clea Scala. Right, so we're on to our last act of the 4 o'clock show. Okay, are you ready, Nunch?
Yeah, I'm here.
And we're going to Kilmarnock, I believe, in Scotland. Okay, give them a warm welcome. Nunch.
Hey. Oh, and welcome to Kilmarnock. Now we're going to talk about me, because that's my favourite subject. I actually think I'm probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. But seriously, I'll tell you guys a wee bit about Kilmarnock. We're really famous for one thing. Johnny Walker, the whiskey distillery. Well, it's that famous it's not even here anymore, I'll tell you why, because we fucking drank it. Because that's what we do in Scotland, we fucking drink, and we're good at it, we excel at it. You see me, I'm top notch, I'm what's known as an alcoholic, or basically a recovering alcoholic, which is a bit like Donald Trump with that beautiful wife. He knows she's there, but he also knows that she's not going to let him anywhere fucking near her. But anyway, getting back to the alcoholism, one of my favourite bits about it is a thing we call hallucinations or the DTs. Now, basically what that means is we can see and hear things that no one else can see or hear because they don't exist. I spent 2 weeks in a local hospital and I was actually convinced I was on a cruise ship, and I spent the whole time in there trying to put on those language and command that didn't even exist. It was nuts. The problem with that is when you do stupid things like that, then you've got to get down the apologetic route. The best thing you can do, son, you back up to that hospital, apologise to these nurses for your behaviour, maybe take a wee gift. So you think to just mixed up 2 tins of reduced shortbread. Now I say reduced shortbread because reduced is a big word in Scotland. especially in Lanark, and I'll tell you why. There's an unwritten Scottish rule that basically says if you can't nick something, then you at least get it for at least half the price. So anyway, heads up to the hospital. He's into the ward, and I see that big nurse coming to watch me, and I thought, she's trapping my best smile. So that's what I did, and she proceeded to come even quicker. So she says, what do you want? And I said, well, I don't know whether you remember me or not. She says, remember me? She says, you're a fucking roaster, you made our life hell. I said, well, actually, I'm here to make amends. I've brought you a nice wee gift. She replied, do you really think 2 tons of fucking short rent's going to cut it? You're absolute of my hospital. You can see that in badly, but hallucination only bad enough. We also have a thing called blackout. Now, it's a bit like the carton, but you know, it's for me. Long story short, a blackout is it something that you actually do. You've no recollection of it whatsoever, but it comes back to you when you least expect it. So in my case, I went into the local shop, and there was a queue of school kids, and I thought, right, do the adult thing, stand at the back of the queue and take your turn. So anyway, stand at the back of the queue, I got a tap on the shoulder, and I turned round because I didn't want to drop my head, so I turned round, and it turned out it was the manager there. She says, can I see you for a minute? I said, yeah, of course you can. Now, Muppet here thought that meant I could go to the front of the queue, and that's why she was saying it, but soon realised she was going one way and I was going the other way, so I turned and I followed her. And noticed that she left it up a floor back of Stella with the fridge, and I thought, yeah, beauty, I must have won a raffle. So anyway, I followed her into the back, she says, do you remember these? And I said, no. And she said, you want to see it? It was TV. And I said, who took yours? And this was. She said, you drank these in my shop. So I said, that ended badly. But talking of things ending badly, there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the world now. This corona. Now, your man Trump over in America, he was kind of halfway there when he had the idea with the disinfectant. But see, in Scotland, we were already ahead of the game. Our First Minister told us way back in March that hand sanitizer could only be used if it contained 60% or more of alcohol in it. Now, there's been no known cases of a Scottish alcoholic with the coronavirus, because if you test us at any time, day or night, you will find out one thing: we have at least 99% alcohol in our system. True story. Now, I'm going to finish on this, guys. I've been watching a wee bit what's going on in America, and see, to be honest with you, if you really want to make change there, you're wasting your time with likes of Joe Biden or Nancy Pelosi. What you want to do is track down that guy, Caitlyn Jenner, because he's the only guy that really knows how to get rid of a dick. Thank you.
Well done, Stuart.
Thank you.
Oh, nudge. Apologies, I think there was a bit of crackle. Okay, for all of our acts in the 4 o'clock show, give them a nice round of applause.
Hey!
Whoa.
Welcome, all of you that have come for the 5 o'clock show.
Guy.
Stick around.
Hey, Guy.
Okay, I'm your host, Guy Fagan. I'll tell you a bit about myself.
Guy. Sorry, Guy.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let the people know from the first show that they could go if they need to go. But the people for this next show, I mean, they could stay if they want. But the people from the first show, if you guys got to go, we understand.
Thank you.
We're not.
Bye.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Very welcome.
Cheers, man. See you next time.
So, okay.
All right, Guy, you got it. Sorry.
I'm getting to an age where every time I try something new, I get accused of having a midlife crisis. So I'm in the cereal aisle and I want to try these tropical unicorn Cheerios. And my wife says to me, is this all part of your midlife? So I got upset. I said, I'm not having a midlife crisis. So I stormed out, went off to do some naked capoeira, went off on a midnight alien hunt, and then I logged out on to host a Scottish Zoom show. Now, we've got some fantastic acts for you in the 5 o'clock show. And they're all fantastic. How do I know they're fantastic? Because I know the worst act on the circuit, and he isn't here. He isn't, is he? No, he's not. Okay. What do we believe in? Equal love for all our acts. How do we show this love? Not how you think, mate. We show it by making as much noise as we can, by facing the cameras, by smiling, and showing our appreciation for all of our acts. In a minute, we're going to do a little run through, a little practice of making as much noise as we can, but only in a minute. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1. When I get to the 1, we're going to make as much noise as we can. 3, 2, 1.
Here.
Okay, are we ready for our first act of the 5 o'clock show?
Yeah.
Hey. Sure.
And we'll put the lineup up in a minute. Leon, are you ready?
Yeah, just gotta get my camera on. Camera.
Give me a couple of minutes.
Give me 1 sec, let me do this. Cool.
Do a bit of a musical interlude. Should we go with the next one? Camera on. Donald, are you ready?
Yep, I can go.
Camera on.
Leon's just connecting.
Just connecting now. Just give him a couple of seconds. Okay. We'll go with Leon, I think.
I am here, but for some reason my camera's not going on.
All right, we'll go with Donald.
Leon, can you leave out and come back in? Try that.
Hold on, I tried that, but let me just try one more thing.
Oh, you guys already tried it. Sorry. You can always perform without the video. You can just do it audio.
Might have to. Like I'm in a dark room.
Right, okay, we'll go with Leon then. All the way from Liverpool, Leon Bukowski.
Hey!
Wow, this is not going to look fantastic, but hey, there you go. All right, and so yeah. Anyway, I'm not really fitted in anywhere. I'm not even fitting in this Zoom conference by not even being able to go on the TV. But like even in school, I was a freckly, red-haired kid, and I got sent to the school counselor who gave me this advice. You know, you get sent to the counsel when things aren't going right. She said to me, I thought this was really nice. She said, life is like a box of chocolates. And I said, oh, like in Forrest Gump, I know this. Life is like in a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. She said, no, life is like a box of chocolates. No one likes the ginger ones. Oh. Which was ironic. I was a redhead too. Glass houses shouldn't throw stones. She said people in stone houses shouldn't throw glass. What's your point? I said, what you're thinking of is people in glass houses shouldn't throw orgies. I'm going to say something very controversial now. I'm not afraid to say it. Very controversial. Some people get upset when I say this, but I hate superheroes and superhero movies. I don't like either of them. I think superhero movies are racist and sexist, and I can prove it. This is the first way to prove it. Think about all the superhero movies. You think about it, any black superheroes or female superheroes, they never get any weapons. Never get any weapons. Tony Stark and Iron Man make all these weapons for all the superheroes. From Batman, he makes Batmobiles, Batwings, tanks. Iron Man gets full body suits and full body armor. What does Wonder Woman get? A lasso, a piece of rope. That's something you probably find in the back of your shed. Captain Marvel, a woman, she gets no weapons, no vehicles. Even the Black Panther, all he gets, his only weapons is sharpened nails. That's it, you just sharpen his nails a little bit. If anything, the sharpened nails are a hindrance. You can't shake hands with anyone. You can't even do the Black Power fist because he just cuts into his own palm.
Oh no, it's way more.
They can't even get a vehicle. Even if you borrowed a vehicle, say if you borrowed a vehicle from Batman, you can't drive it. Because anytime he drives it in America, you'll get stopped by the police. You get stopped by the police pull him over and go, hey, is this your vehicle, sir? And he'll go, no, you know it's not my vehicle. It's the Batmobile. And I'm the Black Panther. I'm not even Robin. The police officer will go, well, I didn't say you were Robin, did I? Can you step out of the vehicle, please, sir? And it's crazy. I mean, even things like Bruce Banner, who's a scientist. Now, see, most of these superheroes, basically, they get their superhero powers. Bruce Banner made his own power, okay? So he becomes the Hulk, okay? So he's a scientist. He made these Hulk powers, okay? Basically, the problem is, though, it only works when you get angry and it turns you green. You become hugely muscly, go green, but the thing is about Bruce Banner's superpower is it's not very, very good. Because you think about it, he gets huge, he gets massive, he gets big and powerful, he goes green, but his trousers always stay on. That means everything grows apart from his groin. Giant muscles, tiny penis, and that's just like normal steroids. The only difference is it makes him green as well. From that, you can tell why he's always angry. But these superhero movies have a wide-ranging consequence. Rich, middle-aged white men thinking they can do anything they like, breaking any law, not suffering any consequences, is exactly the reason why we've got Donald Trump as president.
Yep.
Hey.
Heard that Donald Trump has decided to become a superhero. Because he thought he could become president, decided to do it. Now he's going to become a superhero. He's going to become Orange Man. Origin story is that just like Spider-Man, he was bitten by a radioactive spider. And now Don's been bitten by a radioactive spider. Putin brought it over from Chernobyl. Now, he's got all the powers and abilities of an orange. What are they, I hear you ask? First, since being bitten by an orange, Donald has been able to take orders from China more easily because now he can speak Mandarin.
Oh.
Like an orange, Donald Trump is very thick-skinned. If you tell an orange Americans are dying from COVID-19, the orange says and feels nothing. Tell Donald Trump the exact same thing, you get the same reaction. Donald Trump now has the orange special power of indifference. He now also has the IQ of an orange. That's right, his IQ has gone up. And his superhero costume is an orange jumpsuit, which is handy because you can use it when he inevitably gets sent to prison. Right, that's been my time. Thanks for having me, although not for seeing me. Thanks, everyone. See you. Good night.
Hey. Give it up one more time for Leon Bukowski.
Yeah.
Reminded me there, talking about Donald Trump, when they decided to open the pubs in the UK, I thought, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, us Brits have got a well-renowned reputation for sensible drinking, just like Donald Trump has a well-renowned reputation for his expertise on the medical uses of toilet cleaner. Okay, Donald, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, have you got your camera?
Yep, there we go.
Your camera, you've got your backdrop. Okay, are we ready? I think we're going to somewhere near London, England, but I know he's from Scotland. Mr. Donald Hamilton.
Hey.
Good evening, everyone. Give me a D.
D.
Give me an O.
O.
Give me an N. Don't worry, it's not an ego trip. I'm just making the most of it while I can. Probably it's a second term. Donald's going to be up there beside Adolf. As you can probably tell from my accent, I've lived in England for the past 20 years. I grew up in Glasgow, as did my father before me and his father before him. And my father was my hero. He grew up in Govan just after the war, where when he was a teenager, you either had to be in a gang or into your Marvel comic books. And he tried to do both. His nickname was Batman. Not because of the comics, just because he liked twatting people with a baseball bat. He was the youngest of 7 kids and he had to cook for the whole family. And all they had was a deep fat fryer and some mouldy old potatoes because that was all they could afford. Still, it was enough to get me into the Scottish Good Food Guide. Thanks to Guy, this is my first gig since lockdown. I tried to make the most of things during lockdown. Right at the start, I saw something that said that the 30% of the population that is the fittest and healthiest will have the better chance of surviving COVID. And I thought, I'm going to get into that 30%. So I took the first steps, bought myself a Fitbit. And an immediate effect, I was down 120 pounds as soon as I clicked buy now. Then got it through the post, put it on. A week later to phone them up and say, I've had this for a week and it's not working. I'm still a fat bastard and I'm still eating shit. The guy was very understanding. He said, have you been exercising? And I said, no. I said, I thought this was supposed to get me fit. He says, no, sir, this just counts. This is supposed to motivate you to get fit and healthy. I said, how does it do that? He says, because once you reach certain levels, once it's counted to a certain number, it will release rewards for you. And I thought, well, I like the sound of a reward, but I don't like the sound of exercising myself. Then I thought, hang on a minute. There's two ways I can get into the fittest 30%. I can use my Fitbit to motivate me to get fit and healthy, or I can find some way to motivate the other people to get unfit and unhealthy. Maybe I can invent the unfit bit. But I checked and it already exists. It's just called the Dunkin' Donuts loyalty card. And that rewards you for eating Dunkin' Donuts by letting you eat more Dunkin' Donuts for free. The Fitbit rewards you by sending you an email that says, congratulations, you have now walked the same distance as an emperor penguin on its annual march to the breeding grounds. And what sounds better, a Dunkin' Classic Sugar Donut, a Dunkin' Caramel Nut Ring, or a 500-mile trek across the frozen tundra in the vague hope of sex with a penguin. I also decided I was going to get myself a dog. I thought that would be good for exercise. It'll also be good for security. That was a false hope. The burglars would only be at any risk if they tried to take the cheese out of the fridge. If it was the iPhone, the dog would be saying, take that, mate. Last time it went in that. Next day I was at the vet's getting my balls cut off. And the dog walks, the exercise isn't nearly as good as I thought it would be, because dogs shit. And we've got a strategy for dealing with it now. We call it pick, flick, or leave. Leave is easy. It's in a bit where it's not going to get caught in anyone's trainers and it will degrade nicely. Pick is okay. You get your dog poo bag, pick it up, tie it in a knot and take it home. We don't go to a shop, choose a dog poo bag, take it to checkout, pay for it, take it home, pull it off the roll, put it in our pocket, take it in a dog walk, pick up a bit of dog shit and say, you know, I can't be arsed with this, I'll tie it to a tree. Where it won't degrade for about 200 years. But the worst one is the flick approach. It's the highest risk, because what it is when it's right in the edge of the path and you grab a stick and flick it into the undergrowth. The risk comes if you grab the different end of the stick from the person that flicked before you used. That's my time. Thank you very much. Thanks, Guy, for getting me back on it.
Yeah! Yeah. Oh. Give it up one more time for Donald Hamilton. Hey. Yeah. Well, like Donald, I've been trying to sort of get a bit healthier, and I've actually been trying to sort of cut down my drinking a little bit, and been trying some of these. You notice there's a lot of the breweries are doing these low alcohol and alcohol-free beers now. You get like Beck Zero and things like that. Well, did you know that Tennent's are actually bringing out a low alcohol version of Tennent Super? Oh yeah, it's true. It's called Tennent Super NQAF. Not quite as fucked. Only 8.9% alcohol per volume. Okay, we're going to Hamilton, Scotland now.
Hello.
Christopher, you ready?
Yep, ready.
Welcome. Show your appreciation for Christopher John Stevens.
Hello. So thanks, Guy. As the guy says, I'm Christopher John Stevens. In case you're looking at me thinking, bloody hell, I didn't think Meghan Markle would have that bad an effect on Prince Harry. But there you go. Yeah, was totally gonna get Liam for that Forrest Gump joke, but I don't know what he looks like. Well played, Bukowski. Well played. Yeah, it's really good to actually use Zoom to do stuff like this, because I'm kind of sick of using it at work. Mainly, not because I don't think video conferencing is good and very useful, but it's more the fact that when you're doing a meeting and sort of sharing documents on the screen. It's like this, when I see myself in the tiny corner in the bottom right of the screen, I just kind of think that I look like a drunk Microsoft paperclip. Actually, every time there's a meeting, I'm just coming in and it's this, all right, pal, you look like you're out in a wee letter there, quality. Oh. I think, just technology has come on such a bit. It's really just ruined the way I do things now, because it's the fact that when everything got lifted and we were able to go out and do shopping again, I was so spoiled by having to order things online that it just becomes second nature. So I go into somewhere like Walmart and say, hello, I'd like a t-shirt, please. And then they'll go, certainly, sir, you can try it on over there if you like. And I'm like, no. What happens now is you show me the t-shirt on nondescript model number 3. I wait several days for brown box to arrive and it's delivered straight to my door. Yes, I'll leave quietly. One of the things that I'm kind of glad that I never had to deal with technology-wise, this whole e-dating thing, because I'm on the internet all the time, I see all these adverts for like eHarmony and Match.com, things like that, and they all seem to be the same. They sort of fade in on a very sexy man or woman, and they're going, oh, hi. As I'm 20-something, I like to spend a lot of my free time to myself, but I'm looking for a long-term commitment on match.eharmony.com. And I'm thinking, I've been in the dating game for a while, but I can't help thinking the actual experience can't be like that at all. Literally, if the adverts were going to tell the true story of it, it would be something like, hi, I'm Gary. I enjoy eating Doritos in my boxers, and I'm looking for a partner who has standards. Or something like, hi, I'm Maggie, and I've got 68 cats. Or possibly the worst one I could think of is, hello, my name is Donald, I'm 74, fairly open relationship. I've only got a small amount of time today. Thank you for having me. You've got some great acts coming. Have you ever seen a lot of them before? And they're good friends of mine. Thanks. And back to Guy. I'm Christopher John.
Yeah. Got one more time for Christopher John Stevens. Great stuff there, Christopher. All right, I'm going to keep it moving. So we're going over to Dundee, up to Dundee. And Connor, you ready?
Yes, indeed.
Good stuff. Okay, give him a warm welcome.
Hey.
Good evening, everyone. How are we doing tonight? It's fantastic to be here on another online comedy show. I've done a few of these right now, and as I perform, I start to get a bit of deja vu. I don't want to go through that again. Have you noticed that a lot of people, they're trying to keep fit during the lockdown? I know some people that have been doing yoga every day, and I thought, oh, that's a bit of a stretch. I recently had a birthday. And I got a thesaurus, a really, really bad thesaurus. Not only is it awful, but it's also awful. It's important to eat healthily in these times. Important to eat healthily in these times as well. We all know the saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but in these times of social distancing, remember that an onion a day keeps everyone away. It's good to practice your hobbies when you get a bit more time to yourself like this. I recently joined a secret cooking society. Yeah, a secret cooking society, but they kicked me out because I spilled the beans. I've been I'm a scientist, by the way, and I've been doing a lot of science recently, working in my lab. Right now, I'm trying to learn how to do human cloning, and I've almost mastered it. But if I can't master human cloning, then I won't be able to live with myself. Very good to keep busy. You got to keep busy in these times. So at the moment, I just finished writing a book on reverse psychology. Don't read it. We have a lot of fears. People have a lot of fears, and I've got a lot of fears about going back into the outside world. The thing that scares me the most is those staircases that like move up automatically. My fear of them is escalating. People tell me, they often tell me I've got zero willpower. I've got no willpower, but that's not true. I gave up drinking hundreds of times. We're getting a lot of takeaways right now. I don't know about you. Eat out to help out. I know that doesn't include takeaways, but I'm getting a lot of takeaways. My favorite food is pizza, and I believe that nothing tops a plain pizza. Yeah. I've got a friend who's a compulsive liar. That's what he told me, but I don't believe him. Very important to keep fit. I was talking about yoga earlier, eating apples and onions, but what I'm doing, I'm training for a marathon. I'm training for a marathon by running 10 miles every day. And it's hard work, but it'll be worth it in the long run.
Nice.
But I don't know about you, but I'd kill for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, damn.
Some people are, they're going back to their dentist. I went to my dentist the other day, and he looked inside my mouth, and he said, "Connor, you need a crown." And I said, "Finally, someone understands me." Words cannot express how limited my vocabulary is. I noticed that one thing I really hate in life is judgmental people. And I can spot judgmental people. I can spot judgmental people just by looking at them. I'm a scientist, but I'm a bit of a musician as well. I'm in a band right now. It's called Missing Dog. Missing Dog. You might have seen our posters. I'm not actually working at the moment. I'm unemployed, to be honest. But I used to work as a set designer, but I got fired. I left without making a scene, though. Well, I'll just end with one more joke. I believe that people who use selfie sticks need to take a long, good look at themselves. Thank you. Good night.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
One more time for Connor Phillips.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Connor, actually. These Zoom nights, it can be a bit like deja vu. In fact, I've done a couple of them recently, and I did one where I wasn't getting any laughs at all. And I thought, it's time to like pull out my really edgy material. You know, the sort of material that are reserved for audiences from Hemel Hempstead or Utah. And even then, I wasn't getting any laughs. And then the host muted me. I thought, what's going on? And he says, "Now, it's all been very interesting hearing about your naked capoeira and your midnight alien hunts, but I'm still waiting for the update on your finance report, and we need to move on to any other business." I couldn't believe it. A dummy Tiger King background and everything. All right, moving. So we're going to our next act, Chris Ashworth. Chris, are you ready?
This guy's really good.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, give it up for all the way from Edinburgh, Chris Ashworth. Woo!
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh, it's Chris Linnett.
Chris Ashworth.
I think you'll get Chris Linnett on there, guy. I'll go.
Is Chris Ashworth here?
Chris Ashworth. Yeah, Chris Ashworth. Too
Is
many.
he, is he here?
Is he here? You here, Chris?
We'll see him.
We see him. We
Do you want me to send him a message, guy, to try to get him and maybe put him in the next or something? Or
You go for Chris Linnett then. Chris, and is that how you say your name, Linnett?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay. So the bass thang himself, give it up for Mr. Chris Linnett.
Yeah.
Thank you. As he says, I'm Chris Linnett, and you're probably thinking, Jesus, Mr. Red from Reservoir Dogs has really let himself go, eh? Well, I didn't fancy coming on without intro music, so I got myself a bass guitar. I don't fancy housework either. I hate doing dishes, so I got myself one of those non-stick frying pans. It slid off the cooker. Burned the house down. No house. Oh, no housework, yay! So lockdown, eh? You know what it's like. You start letting yourself go a wee bit. The other day, I opened the fridge door. Oh, bagash and butter dish. No sign of the butter, right enough. Because I'd made the healthy lifestyle choice to upgrade the butter to beer. I can't believe it's not bevy. Well, it is now, and I'm drinking for two.
Hey!
When you make that healthy lifestyle choice to drink for two, what you need to do the next day when you're getting up with your drunken disgrace down in the bin is make sure you don't cheat the old Dawn chorus. So picture it, folks, you're down at the bin the next day, you know, shaking like a battery hen with a set of manky maracas. The neighbour's curtains twitching. Oh God. You're now officially in the killing zone. You're that nervous you end up hooking up last night's dinner. Oh God, that should have went in the bloody compost bin. So at this stage, you're literally just praying for a noise, any noise, just to distract from your noise. Well, thank God for that, a police helicopter. And that was lucky in two counts. One for the distraction, and two, because the police helicopter actually went away this time. But folks, you can avoid all that unpleasantness by availing of my latest invention, which is the Chris Linnett booze bin airbag. Now, this device allows the user to operate in complete comfort, safety, and more importantly, anonymity. Allow me to demonstrate. You're probably thinking, is that no, you just like blowing up a plastic bag? And probably is, but this is a very technical and risky process. What I mean by that is, I'm a 40-a-day man. I could probably die doing this. Anyway, I've now deployed the Chris Linnett booze bin airbag. So see the next day when you get down to that wheelie bin, it's an entirely different day. It's less of looking around nervously and more like staggering downstairs with a swagger. Can I get those cans in the bin? Not a problem. Slam dunking those mothers. So there you go, folks. Chris Linnett booze bin airbag. All the tins in the bin without a noise. Do you hear that? Silence. Your neighbourhood going through the roof. Aye. Congratulations, folks. You're now the recipient of a veneer of sobriety that, unlike the varnish in the back fence, cannot be pissed away. Stagger down Main Street, both imperious and impervious, to any slaggings about Swally, because due to the Chris Linnett booze bin airbag, as far as Betty goes, you are now bomb-proof. Good night.
Hey!
Yeah.
Give it up one more time for the bass thang himself, Chris Linnett.
Hey!
Yeah.
It's good to have a talented musician on, isn't it? Now, if you noticed in lockdown, there's a lot of talented musicians have been doing these Facebook Live in your living room events, and some other people as well, like Chris Martin from Coldplay. I was watching Chris Martin's Live in Your Living Room the other day, and I was absolutely bursting to go for a wee. And I thought there's bound to be a song he's going to play that's a bit boring, but it's the perfect amount of time to go off for a wee and then come back in time for the next song. Yeah, that song is called Yellow, you filthy fuckers. Now, why Guns N' Roses no longer play Mr. Brownstone? House of Pain never play When the Shit Goes Down. Well, they don't, because it was Cypress Hill, two interchangeable bands. Okay, we're going to move on to our next act. Okay, and I'll just get the line up. Oh, by the way, Chris Ashworth had to pull out, so hopefully we'll see him another time. And our next act is Aideen McQueen. Aideen, are you ready?
I am ready. Thank you very much.
You were in the Irish show a couple of weeks ago. All right, let's give a warm welcome, Aideen McQueen.
Hey!
Hello, thank you guys so much. I just had dental work done, so my face is a bit swollen. But I'm not actually Irish, or I am Irish, I'm not Scottish. But, well, you know, it's almost the same, really. But I do love Scotland, because as an Irish woman, it's the only country where I can visit where I feel relatively tanned and sober by comparison. I was in Scotland last year, and it's also Scottish people are racist against other white people, like the Irish, which is so retro, isn't it? And I was on. I don't know if many people know this, but the Scottish people will get this. I was on the train and going to Glasgow, and there was a Glasgow match on, and these Rangers fans came on. They're singing, they're drinking bottles of Buckfast, and they sat in front of me, and I was looking really bad. I was really hungover, and I just thought, oh, I hope they don't recognise that I'm Irish. And then my mother rang, and I had to speak on the phone, and they heard the Irish accent. And then one of them looks at me, and he goes, "You're fairly sexy for a Fenian." And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Which is really bad, because it shows that I care more about being hot than I do about feminism and sectarianism combined. So anyway, I don't have stand up for you guys. I've just written a short story, so I'm going to read it for you now. Okay, this is what I've been doing during lockdown. I've been reading these like semi-funny short stories. Okay, so I want you to imagine like maybe the bass guitar. Rupert looked at Millie with a wry, practiced smile and took another sip of his glass. "So, how are you finding Tinder?" he asked. A common date question. But why? In Millie's mind, there was no right answer. She couldn't say, "Oh, it's going amazing. I'm banging a new guy every night. I haven't stayed in my place in a month. Basically, Tinder is like Airbnb for me, except free." Nor could she bring herself to say, "Ugh, dating is awful. Nobody's picked me, and neither will you. I'm like weak old lettuce in the fridge." So instead she just said, "Sure, you know yourself. Do you want another drink?" Code for "leave me the fuck alone." Rupert didn't listen to her answer anyway. He didn't care. He just asked her that so she was to see how he could talk about Tinder. "It's been up and down for me," he said, and not in a good way. And he laughed at his own joke, like a masturbating in front of a mirror. "I've dated like a lot of really hot women, like stunners, women who'd give Tutankhamun the horn, but I'm not into that anymore. It's not worth it. They get too much attention from other men. It's exhausting. Now I'm looking for like an ordinary woman, if you know what I mean." "More ice cream?" "No thanks," said Millie. "I'm never eating ice cream ever again." Okay, that's that. Second story. Okay, I don't really have time for a second story. I'll just let you get on. Thanks very much for having me. Bye-bye.
Well done.
One more time for Aideen McQueen. bringing the tone up with a bit of culture, some short stories. We have got people from Edinburgh in, you know. I'm going to move, apparently they're cultured. I'm going to keep it moving. We've got Owen Garrett next. Okay, give him a warm welcome. Owen Garrett.
What's up, everybody? Coming from you from South England, I guess technically like west or no east. I don't know. I'm an American. Like all I know is there's one direction and it's circular because the world revolves America. So I don't need to learn. Like, people from the Middle Ages are so dumb. Like they thought like the planet revolved around the sun, but it revolves around a country that wasn't invented yet. So I don't know. Goddamn, you guys are probably pretty fucking sick of American pop culture, but we got 5 minutes of me, baby. Strap in. Hope you're having fun. It's Sunday morning where I'm at, so like that's the time it is for everybody. God bless America.
USA.
USA, dude, that chant sounded so much better 5 years ago. Like it's so rough being patriotic for my country, but you know what? There's people from other countries. Then I was just gonna be rude American, filling up that stereotype. You guys don't need it. Whatever time it is, shit. It's tough, man. It's tough being like, it's so hard being an American, because like I think like we all speak the same language, but it's like a relationship that isn't reciprocal. Like you guys like I can't understand a fucking thing anybody's saying. Like I can't understand a fucking word. And I'd ask for subtitles, but I'm an American, so I can't even read. Like nothing. Like you guys have a public education system. We have court-appointed lawyers. That's it. Welcome to America. Welcome to my living room. Take off your shoes. It's a Zoom show. Any of you guys here from out of town?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
Which town?
Clearly, there's a delay in the internet. It took like 20 seconds for a laugh. I think he just spread some freedom over your guys' part of the world. Come on, baby. Let's go, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys are starting to hate me, but you hated me from the start. So where are we going? We're going in circles. How the hell? Jesus. Dude. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so jealous of each and every one of you. You're doing my absolute favorite thing during quarantine, which is just like to pop onto a Zoom show and just watch like the talking square just completely just drown in their on stage. Like comedy shows are like going to a swim meet. Do you guys have swim meets in your country? Do you have water?
No. No. Well, I've seen it on TV. I get it.
Oh man, God bless the USA. Anyways, dude, comedy's like going to a fucking swim meet because it's like it's some bullshit activity like I don't care about. Like everybody's pretty much the same. Like who gives a fuck like how fast they go from this end of the pool to that end of the pool? What I want to see is somebody drown. Like that's so much more entertaining. We're all pretty much the same. Let's see the pool boy slip in. Like Michael Phelps, you could argue he's the world's greatest athlete, even though like he played in a sport without black people, so it's not a real sport. That's funny. But like he won all these medals. Who gives a fuck about him? Like I couldn't name a single thing that he did. But if like the dude from Czechoslovakia like got caught up in the net, I'd fucking watch every single Olympics every year. It even only happens every 4 years. I'd still find a way to watch it every single year. That's how entertaining it is. Like it's so hard doing like these Zoom comedy shows because you're like 3 buttons away from seeing the most fascinating shit ever. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of like Live Leaks or something. Like that's so like websites like that. Like where you can see like Al-Qaeda videos or like people in Dubai like go on the skyscrapers and like do parkour and like trip off. Like, that's so much more entertaining than anything I could ever write. You're just 4 clicks away. I completely butchered that joke, but it doesn't matter. We're moving on. It's so bad. I hate myself too, everybody. Thanks for coming out. I don't know how much time I've got. Probably like 20 more minutes.
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes. Oh boy, that's a minute and a half longer than I needed. I don't know. Shit. Comedians drowning. Live leaks. You guys got it all, man. Thanks for coming to watch my hour of comedy. I don't even know what to talk to you guys about. Oh, I did have. You guys want to hear the world's worst joke? Well, you got it, but here's the last minute of it. So this is a nice international joke for everybody. You guys can have this one. What did the bougie Australians say to the Is that me? Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. My voice is so annoying. It doesn't matter. My name's Owen Garrett. Have a great rest of your
No, you gotta tell us.
Finish the joke.
Yeah.
I am a bougie Australian. Tell me.
Echo went away.
What that square said to the Holiday Inn concierge, they're like, oh, would you like any amenities with your room? And that square said, bidet, mate. So you got and a stinker. My name's Owen Garrett. Thanks a lot.
Give it up one more time for Owen Garrett. Bit of American culture for you there. Talking about American culture, did anyone catch the MTV Awards the other night? Just me. Well, if you did, Gaga won everything. She won kind of best song, best everything. You know, there's some Illuminati shit going on there. I mean, Doja Cat, you were robbed. I mean, it wasn't even the best Gaga song I've heard this month. You know, I think, you know, Gaga must have, you know, must have been doing some law of attraction, manifesting shit and manifested an MTV award. Okay, we're moving on to our next act. And I think we're going back to the Emerald Isle. Aidan Kelly. Aidan, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, give it up for the fantastic Aidan Kelly.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Yeah, no, I'm Irish. I'm living in New York though. I don't know. New Yorkers over here, when they hear I'm Irish, they like to bond with me by saying that I've been to Scotland, and I don't know why that's a bonding thing for me. Anyway, thanks for having me. Tough times, right? Coronavirus. We all have to ask ourselves like a lot of the life questions a lot sooner than expected. Like, is it wrong to fake injury to avoid being a pallbearer at a funeral? The dead are obnoxiously heavy. No, before coronavirus, I was actually back in Ireland for my grandmother's funeral, bless her. I don't do well at funerals, right? Someone came up to me and was like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. And I said, I accept your apology. Did not. The whole thing was weird, right? It was Irish Catholic, right? So it was open casket. For some reason, everyone was insistent on complimenting the body. They're like, oh, she's looking great. Isn't she looking fantastic? One guy actually said, I don't think I've ever seen her look better. Be alive. It's weird, right? The funeral party is the weirdest of all the parties, right? Everyone turns up to the party, quietly whispers about the elephant in the room, then goes out of their fucking way to get rid of said elephant just so the fucking party can get started. I used to live in London for a while. I quite like Londoners, and in America, they kind of think the English are kind of polite. They're not. They're whiny arseholes like the rest of us. I know they're not polite, because one day I was coming out of a bank train station, and there's a gentleman trying to get his bicycle up onto the footpath, and no one was helping him. And he had like one of those big helmets on that made me think he was like disabled. So I was like, I should go over and help him because none of these cunts are. So I went over to help him. The guy turned around and it was Boris fucking Johnson, then Mayor of London. And that's when I knew I liked the Londoners, because they all fucking knew. They just ignored the fuck out of him. My favorite of the Londoners was the gentleman that yelled out, "Boris, you dick-toed cunt." What does that even mean? And like, also, how do I subscribe to your newsletter? Because that's amazing. I don't know. I miss bars, man. Bars are all closed, or pubs. I'm in America too long. I miss them. I'm not like a raging alcoholic or anything. I tend to drink slower because the longer the drink's in the glass, the longer there's a reason to live. No, I miss bars. Like a lot of my life events happened in bars. Like I met my wife in a bar. Had my first kiss in a bar. I also got the sex talk in a bar. Not all at the same time. The sex talk was an accident, right? What happened is I was in the pub with my dad for sports and pints. We happened to be on the same pee schedule. And as we were both leaving the bathroom, I noticed a condom machine in the corner and I made a joke about it, which, by the way, landed and showed a clear understanding of the fucking concept. Then something clicked in him and he was like, "Oh, bollocks. I never told him about this." And out of nowhere, he launched into a full explanation of what a condom is. And that's when I knew that my strictly atheist father was a devout Catholic man and never wore a condom in his life. Because to close out his sex talk, he thought he had to mime putting on a condom. And it's not how you put on a condom. And that is how I learned about sex. Thanks very much. That's me, I think. Cheers.
Hey. Give it up one more time for Aidan Kelly.
Yeah.
All right, Aidan. Oof, okay, we've got just a few more acts left now. So next we've got Yo Frank, then we've got Tori Seward, and then Chris Green again for his second show of the day. Okay, Yo Frank, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, give him a warm welcome. Yo Frank.
Oh, yeah. Hey, so yes, my name is Yo Frank. My mother is Japanese, so Yo means ocean in Japanese. That's why I have a heart as dark and deep as ocean. Don't fuck with me. My last name Frank is short for, I guess, Von Frankenfather, because my father is like 8 kind of white people, mostly German, French, Irish. So I have a little bit of Scottish too, because I've been noticing like a little red hair in my beard these days. Yeah, my father told me it used to be Von Frankenfather. So, you know, we used to own the town Frankenfather. Then they shortened it because I guess my ancestor knew there would be someone down the line who's going to shorten the size of their wieners. So I got that going for me. Yeah. I live in Los Angeles right now. It's fucking hot. I'm dual citizen, and you know, I say that, but like, and there's like stereotype about Asian penis, and I want to say like, look, I'm half white. I used to date white girls, and I've been told that I'm not big, but I'm not small. I'm just light. You know, I have a Goldilocks dick, which, you know, I know how to work it. And also, you know, well, let's talk about Asian penis, because I know a lot has been said about its size or the lack thereof. And yes, it's stereotype, and it's not always true, but we kind of know we don't have that huge thing going, because if you read like a Japanese crime novel, Yakuza makes threats like, "I'm gonna fuck you through your eye hole. I'm gonna skull fuck you through your eye hole." But they don't say things like, I'm going to cut your dick off and make you choke with it, because we kind of know that we all lack the volume to do that. But I do want to defend our penis from scientific, biological, and maybe possibly evolutionary point of view. First of all, woman's vagina have only this much going in that feels any kind of pleasure or anything really. So length doesn't really fucking matter, okay? I know there are like certain women who like that dick hitting the back of their uterus feeling, but to them I say, well, let's get you pregnant. Then you'll be feeling all sort of things all over your fucking uterus. Second of all, if you have seen as many porn as I have, you start notice like these big porn dicks, they're bendy. We don't do that. We get hard, we stay hard. And it's like TLC song. It's hard to find a good man, but it's good to find a hard man. And what I think happened was like on the course of evolution, that we Asian people chose density over size, okay? And if you know anything about technology, making something smaller is much harder than making something bigger. And about Asian technology, you know, we're gonna make that shit robotic, detachable, and like going piston all the fucking time. So next time you see like Asian guy and think about stupid shit like, oh, maybe his dick is small, you are racist. Anyway, thank you for your time. And robotic dick, yes. I'm Yo Frank. Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you, Yo Frank. Give him it one more time for Yo Frank.
Yeah.
Tell you what, we never used to learn that shit in biology, I've got to say. Okay, our next act, Tori Seward. Are you ready, Tori?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Okay, give him a warm welcome. Tori Seward.
Yeah, what's going on?
Let's go.
Everybody? What's going on? I'm gonna try a couple of weird quick hitters and see how they work. In the hood, we play Pokemon too. It's just a little bit different than white people. It's when you run around and you stab Jamaicans. Blame that on marijuana. I apologize. Yo, I was at Walmart yesterday, and there's a sign on the door that says, "Look back," and then underneath it is a car, and these words: "Did you look in the back seat to make sure your kids weren't still in the car?" What the fuck? Like, how many fucking people are leaving their kids in their car that they made a sign for that shit? Like, that's fucking crazy. That's a lot of fucking people. So I've been thinking about like life and miracles. Yo, we see miracles every day. Every day you see miracles, and you don't really recognize them. Anytime you see a dumb person, that's like a truly dumb person, like that's a miracle. Because I want you to think about it. Sperm, one cum shot, sperms, millions and millions of sperm, and that dumb motherfucker won. He beat everybody. That's a fucking miracle. How is it? That God damn it. It's kind of scary too, actually. When you think about it. Like dumb people exist. Like it's out there. I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Cars have existed for like 150 years. That means gas stations have existed for about the same time. And we still have to have no smoking signs at fucking gas stations, man.
Like, who doesn't know this? Fuck. Like, it's a lot of things just bothering me, man, and fuck with me. Like, so I was at McDonald's a couple days ago, and I went inside because I just needed interaction. Like, I know I'm a drive-through person, but with this bullshit, I just need to see other people. So I went inside. This big ass black dude, he's got his back to me. He's working on something. He turns around, like, this dude is big. Like, I'm talking about, like, oh shit, Ray Lewis, is it that bad? Like, what's happening? Like, it's a big fucking guy. And he turns around and he comes up to the register to take my order. And he was like, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order, please? And I was like, oh. And this white woman behind me was like, despicable. And I was like, what? She was like, you clearly have a problem. And I was like, I don't have a problem. That threw me off. You think I have a problem with this man because he's gay? I don't have a problem with him because he's gay. I have a problem because his fucking voice sounds like it's 3 years old. Threw me the fuck off. That was my issue. You don't think the first time Mike Tyson ordered something on the phone and went to pick it up in a store that a person might have been confused? Ah, damn, like, I'm black. I can't fucking come down on nobody for shit. I am Tori Seward. Check me out online if you like me. Peace. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Hey. Give it up one more time for Tori Seward. Yeah. We're talking about using marijuana as inspiration for jokes. I actually got a knock on the door from the old Bill last night, the police, for any Americans. And they said, we suspect, we've had a tip-off that there's been a surge in the electricity supply, all attributed to your postcode. And we suspect that you're running an illegal weed farm on your property. And Cheech and Chong are your best customers. I said, no, you've got it wrong. You want to check across the road. They've just opened a Five Guys. There's a lot of wattage in them light bulbs. Okay, next we've got for his second set of the morning, the marathon man himself. And I think he's actually found some Caledonian ancestry. He's had his 23andMe results back. You ready, Chris? Okay, we're back to LA, California, LA. And it's Mr. Chris Green. Give him a warm welcome.
Hey. Yeah. Hello.
Can y'all hear me? I've been having technical difficulties. Okay,
yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, man. I'm not from Ireland or Scotland, but you know, like, and this is my second set of the day, so you know, we are all a tropical vacation. Oh man, I thought that was gonna work out better. You can kind of see it. Like, I was gonna put the tropical. We are all in the Dominican Republic watching ocean waves. Don't drown. Let's say it's gonna go. It's been quite the week. You know, like, I haven't really been locked into the details like I should be. Like, I seen this girl across the street, and I waved at her. You know, I said, hey, you know, because I'm a good person. And I was trying to put my bid in because you never know. See something, say something, she might respond, you know. I was all smiling and giggly because I thought she was waving back at me. And then I happened to see that her peace sign was missing a finger. Wasn't the number one, you know? So I was like, ooh, that's the middle bird, you know? And, but I was already like smiling and giggling. So I couldn't get mad and just switch it up. Like, it was too late. She won that battle, you know? So I was just like, it's all good, you know? Like, she won that battle like flawless victory. Like, I didn't have a chance. Like, and all I said was, hey, that's it. Like, I didn't think that was disrespectful. Beautiful. Say, hey, like, maybe she didn't get a lot of haze that morning, you know? Like, that could have been like the super boost for her day. I could have turned her day around. But you know, she's good with the bird. You know, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Oh my God, I went for
a while back, you know, like, and it ain't like you see on TV where you know, like, oh shit, they're gonna be out like 9 months, that's surgery and rehab, and all. Like, when you pop your knee and you don't like play a professional sport, you just pop your knee, that's it. You have to adjust. Like, now my knee is just like, I can still run forward, but you know, side to side is kind of an issue, you know. Like, in Scotland, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the basketball player Allen Iverson, but he's known for the crossover. He goes one way and the other person goes the other way, and that's what happened, but my knee stayed in place.
Oh.
It was kind of like a reverse orgasm, you know, like it was a bummer. Like, it sucked, like, oh, game over, you know. Like, the reason why I use that as a metaphor is because, like, that's usually when the fun stops, right? And then that's when you start having like conversations about life plans and stuff you don't want to have, you know. I don't know how good that's gonna, like, that is I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like, that is my creative writing best. It's not good. Oh, 1 minute, I see it. Like, I want to let y'all know, like, that's my best effort, but that's also like the second edition, and it may take like 10. Like, you ever have a joke that you know doesn't work? You tried it like 2 or 3 times and it didn't work, but you like love this joke. You like, I love this joke. I want to nurture it and grow it and say it on stage, because you never know. You know, it may work, it may not work, but you try. You know, like, it's like that little sperm he was talking about. Like, you know, it was the joke that should not have made it, but somehow it won. And I'm like a personal cheerleader for the jokes that I write, you know. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, 2 out of 10 make it, but you know, I root for them all, you know. That beach background was gonna be a lot better when I was sitting on the other side, but I just got dark face and y'all see a cloud, water. It looked like a Bob Ross paint. But, I'll leave out with this, you know. For the Scottish that are here, I enjoy your deep fried pizza. I haven't had it yet, but I will enjoy it soon. Thank y'all.
Okay.
Great. Yeah.
Give it up one more time for Mr. Chris Green. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, we've just got 3 acts left for the show. Yeah, Carmelita Jonas is next, and Neroma Johnson and Sarah Jane Judge. Okay, we're going to keep it moving. Carmelita, are you ready?
Can you hear? Hello.
And the camera.
Can you hear me?
No, we can hear you loud and clear. We can't see you yet.
Hold on, starting video. Zoom is being wonky. Hold on.
Okay.
You guys come back to me because I got some tech issues.
We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Yeah. All right. Okay.
You can come back in.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Okay.
Neroma, okay. I think you're on mute, Neroma. Unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Fantastic.
Hear me now?
We can hear you. Give her a warm welcome. Neroma Johnson.
How you doing? I enjoyed the people from Ireland. Ireland. I was just wondering, you know, if y'all was in the United States, how would y'all feel if a woman came by and put her hand up your skirt? You know how men do. Women in the United States, they sometimes want to, or take a mirror and look up your skirt. You know, would you really like that? You know, I just had to throw that in, but I love the accent. But what I want to really talk about is how the world is just upside down, twisted. I think God is trying to get everybody get it right. Because why do a lot of people mistreat you while you're alive, but when you die or you're dying, they treat you better, they recognize you? Is it because they're happy you going to leave the world? You know, and it's like people won't give nobody a drink or glass of wine, but as soon as they die, they pouring out wine, wasting it. That person can drink the wine now. And how you rather waste wine than give it to somebody while they're alive? The doctors won't give you no drugs. You could have a broken leg, one arm, and they won't give you no drugs. But as soon as you're dead, right in the morgue, the mortuary, whatever he's called, he want to shoot you up with that embalming fluid. And that's some high power drugs right there. I'm not understanding all this mess going on. And now in the White House, why are they enabling this man and acting like it's okay for him to keep lying about everything he's saying? We watching right on TV, you know. I be talking to myself, liar, liar, you're lying, you know. And they co-signing his stuff. And the only partisan thing they doing is pardoning all his criminal friends, you know. So in this man's mind, he think good is bad and bad is good. You know, crime is right and right ain't right. You know, and so it's real crazy things going on, and I'm sick of the con artist people. You know, when they call me up, I try to mess with them all the time because they be calling me up lying, saying I won something, this and that, you know, trying to call me. So they say, what is your name? They say, hello, Nieroma, can you hear me? And I be like, no, my name is Corona, and I don't hear nothing you saying. I'm gonna start telling them my name is Corona, not Roma, you know. Maybe that'll get them off the phone quick. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like answering it. But what do you say, a minute? What'd you say, Anthony?
Yes, 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. Yeah. So I'm sick of these people with the con artist mess going on, you know, and it's not gonna work with me, so they need to stop. I had a good practice with a lot of them conning me left and right, you know. So I don't be going for it too tough today. You know, I wish they con this Corona to get the heck on. You know, why don't you take that and run with it? Take that Corona, talk to Corona. Tell them you got a good place for them to go, you know? Out of the United States, get up out of here. I'm sick of it. Okay. All right, thank you.
Yay!
Yeah.
Very much. Give it up one more time for the Roma Johnson.
Hey.
Fantastic stuff. Okay, we just got 2 acts left. And I think Carmelita has got the camera working. You ready, Carmelita?
I am. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you loud and clear. Give her a warm welcome. Carmelita Jones.
Hey.
Yeah.
How you guys are doing? I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I'm hungover. Yes, yes. If you guys couldn't tell, this is the makeup I had on yesterday. Yes, this is yesterday's face, but these jokes are also from yesterday. So I don't know if you guys are on the other side of the international date line, but I did that for y'all because I was thinking about y'all because I had a great day yesterday. I wanted to share it with you guys. How you guys doing with quarantine in whatever part of the world you're in? Scotland, right? How you guys doing over there? Did you guys get rid of the virus? Y'all still wearing masks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still wearing masks? Well, here in America, we're prepping for the Hunger Games. You know, we got an election coming up. We're about to get divvied up into different divisions. It's getting real over here. I'm working out now so that I can kill whoever I have to and survive in the forest because it's getting real. Hopefully the odds will be in my favor. That's how I'm feeling right now. But I've also started smoking a lot of weed during quarantine. I went back to some of my old hobbies. I'm a recreational chemical enthusiast. Some people say pothead, but I like my term better. It sounds cooler. And one of the things that I don't like about weed is the munchies. because I really truly do feel it's a gateway drug. It's a gateway drug to 7-Eleven. It's a gateway drug to foods that end in Edo. Cheetos, Doritos, burritos, Tostitos. It's just all bad. I mean, I got the munchies horribly one time. I went in the Subway and I ordered 2 footlongs. And after I was done with them, I had a sandwich. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It's just all bad, you know. It's been interesting here in America during quarantine because a lot of people have been using social media. Give me some jazz hands if you guys use any of the social media apps like Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. Okay. A lot of people have been on there, and I think because of the isolation, we've forgotten how to act around other people. And a lot of people are saying stuff on the internet that they wouldn't dare say to you in your face, right? So I came up with a couple of little sayings that help keep everybody safe out here, because talking shit on social media can get you beat up IRL, and that's in real life, okay? So we're gonna go over a couple of little things to help everybody have a smooth interaction on, you know, social medias. Because I was on Snapchat one day, and this guy slides into my DMs while I'm trying to take pictures, and he's gonna say to me, "Oh my God, you're beautiful. Can I eat your ass?" No introduction, no hello, no how's your day, not even a are you single, just you're beautiful, can I eat your ass? I'm a millennial. I reply with emojis. So I sent him the bitch what? The and then the cry face. He doubles down. Can I eat your ass? Now we have this Mexican restaurant here in America called Chipotle. I don't know if you guys have it over there. But I had to tell him, I said, sir, I had Chipotle for lunch. If I let you eat my ass, you're gonna have Chipotle for dinner. So let's not go down this path. It's really bad. But that's just an example of people talking crazy and reckless on social media. So I have 3 things for you guys to remember. 1, if you talk shit on Twitter, your lip will get bigger because I'll pop you in it, okay? Don't say crazy things on Twitter. Twitter fingers will get you messed up. 2nd one, if you look at me crazy on IG, you will see me. I will find you. I will find you and we will fight. And my favorite one, don't talk shit on Facebook unless you want your jaw took. Then you know what that means. We call it jawing somebody in America when you get punched in the face, you got jawed. That's what that means. No, that translates. But I'm gonna leave you guys on this one. Quarantine has been really interesting here in America. It's been a lot of social and political unrest. And I've been on social media doing my part, spreading information and awareness. And I got attacked by a Karen, this really racist lady. She's like, if you don't like America so much, why don't you go back to Africa? I said, lady, do you know how hard it is to return something without a receipt? Like, there's no UPC code on my ass. I can't just go to Africa and have them scan me and tell me where I'm supposed to be. That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. But yeah, I was glad to listen to you guys. It was good to meet you guys. Follow me on Instagram at CJZ_comedy. I'm going to drink some water and wash my face finally. And thank you guys for listening. That's my time.
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
Give it up one more time for Carmelita Jonas.
Hey.
Okay, we've had a great show, and we've just got 1 act left. Sarah Jane, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna